Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kaeyoh here. Let's talk about the most underrated heroic in the game, Monstrosity. Now, I know a lot of people already are cringing just hearing the words Monstrosity come out of my mouth, but give it a chance, guys. I'm telling you, lately I've been playing it a lot, having a lot of success with it. I know that Clone has been the go-to staple Abathur heroic since the beginning of time, but I would implore you to give it a chance because I've been really surprised with the results lately. Now, mostly I run this particular build on Cursed Hollow. I haven't gotten a chance to experiment with it on many of the other maps, but that's, what's next for me. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a snapshot into, what's been working out, my thoughts on this if you want to try it yourself. So, to start things off, I always go for the regenerative microbes at level 1. And when I initially started doing this build, I had a lot of trouble keeping my Monstrosity alive, so that's why I made the switch to that talent. I was reluctant to do so because I didn't want to sacrifice that extra damage in the beginning of the game. The Spike Burst talent at level 1 that increases the range, it does help tremendously for defending or just for harassing. Like, that talent always gets a lot of value, so I didn't want to give it up. But what I've actually found is that the regenerative microbes and having that heal, be able to throw that on your allies in the fights, especially bruisers like Sonya, it's actually quite strong as well. And of course, once you start getting your Monstrosity, it's a must-have. It's a complete game changer. As far as the rest of the build, at level 4, the attack speed is great in the early game, and it's a must-have as well because the Monstrosity's auto attacks are incredible. We're talking 600 damage auto attacks at level 20. So, oh yeah, you want that extra attack speed, no doubt about it. At level 7, the stab damage and range is what I've been going for. In some situations, if the enemy team doesn't have very much push to be able to actually finish off structures that they're damaging, sure, I'll go for Mule. But I think when you want to be that hyper carry in the endgame with Monstrosity, I know it sounds funny, but I'm serious, give it a chance. You want to get that Needle Spine damage. Level 10, I mean, we already have been talking about this the whole time. You want to go for Monstrosity. At level 13, you're going to get the heal. And level 16, you want to get the speed boost. They're both pretty darn important. Monstrosity is a very large target, and when it's in the middle of a fight, when you're using your Spike Burst and getting the heals from it, you'll be really happy you took that talent at 13. And at 16, of course, you start getting that adrenaline boost and the speed rush for your Monstrosity. He's going to be zipping out of enemy bases left and right. You're going to be able to weave your way around team fights, chase down carries, and that mobility really turns you into a team fighter in the late game when you want to stay on targets and hit those big auto attack damage. You might be wondering, well, why not take the slow on your Spike Burst instead? Well, remember that you didn't take the range on Spike Burst at level 1, on top of the fact that I think it's more important to be able to run away from situations when you're trying to build up stacks on your Monstrosity early on. This is a good example right here. What's going on in the game right now? I just used the shield to give myself a little bit of a heal, the speed boost out of the fight, and just go, look how fast I'm healing this thing back up, even at level 18. And this leads me to another point with this build. You need to spend a lot more time keeping your hat on the Monstrosity. I know it's tempting to just spawn that Monstrosity and let it split push on its own, but that is just not the right way to approach it, because by the time you respawn to somebody, going to pick on your Monstrosity, well, unfortunately, it's usually too late. So most of the time, just keep your hat on there, because you're going to be pushing waves extremely hard. Monstrosity should mostly become the character that you're playing. It's kind of what I'm getting at here. Once you reach level 20, most of the time I go for the tunnel talent. Yes, I do think it's viable. I think it's quite good. Allows you to actually rotate the team fights. And if this thing is 40 stacks in the late game, nobody's going to be out team fighting you when you're running Monstrosity. But if you're having trouble getting those stacks, if the enemy team gets a few good pickoffs, look at that. And the speed boost getting me out of there. Of course, my team, horrible teammates here, Araragi, abandoning the Monstrosity. He falls there. If a situation like this happens, where even though you're playing well, you lose your stacks, whatever, go for the Hive Mind at level 20. You're still going to get plenty of benefit because you're basically doing a hat build this whole time anyways. So it works out great. Other than that, guys, that's I would give it a shot. These are just a couple little words of wisdom and thoughts that I've had from my time running this so far. And I will give you guys an update, let you know how it's been working on other maps. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what successes or failures you've been having trying out Monstrosity lately, and hopefully we keep seeing more slugs in the action. Saw HEC, a little bit of Abathur today as well, which is always cool. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Have a good day.